Let's put our hands together for Ivy Syovata of the Incubator Nest Hub. Ivy, this is your challenge we're having for you. By the time we're leaving this place, we want to be all entrepreneurs. And not just any, we want to be successful. Sindio? Let's sanitize and get you started.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. My name is Ivy Syovata. I'm the founder of the Incubator Nest Hub. We work with entrepreneurs in different sectors. You know, how to start, how to run a business, you know, what's the challenge, you know, all those kind of things. Some of you we've met, and I think today is just one of those days we'll have conversations. That's why I said we'll not do, you know, presentations. I want us to just talk about it, understand, because there's always a fear. And this is what I've gone through. So I gave birth to my daughter for 15 years back. Then for the last 15 years, we've not been able to get another child. So what happens, I realize there's a journey. There's always a journey. It's an up, you understand, yeah? It's a down. Every month is an up, another, you know, it's a down, you know. And so when you start thinking about even starting a business, you just wonder, how are you going to start? And if you're like me, you start a business, then when you're on the down, you let it go, you know, because there's so much going on around you. And especially a time when you were really looking into doing IVF. I remember I had a very thriving business, but the whole emotion, you know, just going through all those things, you realize, you know what, there's this priority, I need to calm down, you know, and just look for something else. But as I moved on, I realized I had a lot of passion for business and for training. And I was still working. And you know, it's still the same thing. You have up and down emotions. But I asked myself, what is the purpose? What is my purpose on earth? Really, what do I want to achieve? At the end of the day, yes, I'm actually looking forward to still have my baby. And by the end of the day, what impact will I have done to people and to mankind? And especially to God. I'm a Christian. And those are things that I went back and I said, no. There are always time for everything. Let me start a business. And I had to conquer a lot of fears. Fears of myself. I don't know about you, but if you've been in the journey, you always have a very low self-esteem. Remember, you know, there's this notion when you go somewhere and people ask you, tell us about yourself. My name is Ivy, I'm married, I have one child, I have no child. And then there's always questions, you know. So there was always fear. And that's why it starts. And if most of you, when you were asking if you have a business, you wanted to raise up, say no. But if I ask you why you've not started a business, one of the issue will be fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of being hurt, because business also can hurt. Fear of maybe most of you have started businesses and they have failed, true or false. And you have to walk through also other fears, you know, of even not even support. You remember, we have spouses who are still supporting us in terms of our journey. And now here we're also bringing them into the business, you know. So that's the first thing I always ask when you want to start a business. What is your fear? What is that fear that makes you not start? Is it a real fear or is it an imagined fear? And maybe I'll take a pause and say, please write down, what is that fear? If you can share it with your neighbor, share your neighbor and say, this is the fear of the reason why I'm not starting the business. Don't remove money. What is that fear? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of loss? Is it fear of, you know, you're not confident in yourself? Because sometimes we've gone through a lot and you're not just confident. What is that thing? Because until we start conquering what we have as fear, then even if we start a business, we'll always have a small business or no business, or if anything comes up, that will be the first thing. So if you're looking into starting a business, one of the things is conquer your fear. Understand what your fear is. My fear was so much the fact that I didn't want rejection. I feared rejection. I mean, I've gone through rejection. If you have in-laws, some of us have very interesting in-laws where that's the topic of discussion everywhere. But, that was my fear. And I was wondering, if I start a business, what happens? And that was my fear. And I had to conquer that to start. Another thing, if you're looking into business, then you need to look at yourself and ask yourself, what is really am I good at? What is just one thing that I'm very, very good at? Every one of us has one purpose, has a purpose. What is it that God has created you for? Or what is that one thing that people look at you and say, my God, you're really good. From here, when I was seated there, I could tell people who are very good at organization. Irene has been running up and down, So you can tell she's just someone who arranges things. Hadassah just brings people over, all of us together. Strangers from everywhere, We met on Facebook and we've just become going and going. So what is it, one thing that you're very, very good at? You have a strength. What is that one strength? If you're not able to identify it, then what do people say you're very good at? Because that will be the start if you're not started a business. Because that's when you start discovering, I'm very good at cooking. I'm very good at entertaining people. I'm very good at, arranging things. If I get into a room, I can say, no, this table looks like this, should be like this, That becomes this. Once you discover what you're really good at, then we are talking about how do you make sure that what you're good at can make you money. And that's the third step. How do you make money out of that? Now, we are here today. We've been brought together. Of course, the hotel has made money. But also, some of us will actually make a lot of business. I've seen people buying some stuff or have some things. Most of us have also made business in other ways or not, So what is that one thing and how do you create money out of it? Now, that's the step which is very, very challenging because when you discover what you're good at, yes, again, I'll use myself. When I discovered what I'm good at, I started offering it for free because I always had, that challenge, you want to give. Let me tell you, I think when we've been in this journey, you feel as if you'll give everyone the world, You just want to give and give and give, but you realize also you need to be given. And how do you make sure that you're doing that? So how do you make sure that you can monetize your gift or your purpose or your business? And this is especially for the people who are starting. I'm going just to get to the point where for the people already in business. Now, for me, I always say, first, understand that there is a need. What is the need that you're meeting for your product or your purpose? If I'm very good at talking, what is it that I'm meeting? What's the needs I'm meeting? If today I'll stand here and say, business is like this, you have to run a business A, B, and C, it doesn't make sense. But for you, what is the need? I need to understand, what am I meeting? What is the need I'm meeting for you? One, I know that you're really interested in starting businesses. So that's one thing. So that's a need. You need to discover from your customers, what is that one thing that they need from you? Yes, I can sell my chicken very well, but what is that one thing, the reason why they need to buy chicken from me and not from any other person? Now, that's when now you start discovering the needs of the people that you're going to sell or you actually give services to. Daktari is here, and the need that he's meeting is the fact that he's giving us information. But Daktari also mentioned that, if you come through me, this is not for free. You can do that in the house, but when you come through me, we have to pay. It's a service, right, Daktari? So it's a need. Already, you're not even thinking of what he has said in terms of the need of money that you have to pay. But he has given you information that will help you. Even if you go there, there's a need that he has met in you. True or false? So that's the thing about also your product or even what you're going to sell, even you're starting a business. What is that need? Because every time we go to a salon, they meet our need of making our hair look nice. Sorry, I keep on forgetting about this camera. So, so they meet the need. So ask yourself, what is the need that you're going to meet? Because if you're going to start a business and no one sees the need out of it, then you're just going to be selling to yourself. And that's the mistake we do as business people. We start a very good business, but it's only in our head. We actually think that this is good. You create a whole plan about it. You go and buy chicken and you say, people will buy chicken. Then you place them out there and no one buys chicken. How many of us have done that kind of business? I have done. I have still clothes I bought. There's a time I thought I'll sell clothes for children, and they're still in a box in my house, because I imagine that this can be done. So sometimes we need to create businesses with the need in mind. And when you realize the need of the people, is the fact that you hear people asking, even if you live in an estate, asking, you know what, this is what I like. This is what I can do. I'm looking for someone who can be bringing me milk, or someone who can do yogurt. Already you're creating ideas. So you're actually keying in to the same thing. And now I pause. What is that one idea you have? Write it down, or 2 or 3 ideas. Write it down. Because I think maybe next time we're coming here, we will sit back and say, how many of us started businesses? How many ideas do you have? Write at least 3 business ideas that you have. Just 3. For those who have not started, for those who are already in business, add more. Now, those are the 3. And that's why I want us to start dreaming. Because sometimes we have very good ideas, but we never move them to the next level. True or false? True? And it's because of all the things, the fear, the everything, no. But if you have already written your 3 ideas, I always say, begin dreaming. I'm telling you, dreams are wonderful. Build the company that you want. Build everything that you want. After dreaming, put it down on a paper and say, this is what I want to do. If I want to start a business by January 2020, this is the businesses I have identified. This is what I think they'll meeting the needs. Then now, this is the plan I have. And it doesn't have to be a business plan. Let's not complicate things. True? Sour. So those 3 ideas, tell yourself, when will you start one of those 3 ideas? Put down the dates. This is what the Bible says. Which verse can we use on this one? A farmer went to sow. There's another one. Which one? Say it. I can do all things through Christ. What other one? Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Write your vision down. The thing that you write always will be actualized. Always. I had several years. What I did is when I wanted to start a business, I wanted to do so many things. What I did, I created what is called a vision board. I drew a manila. I put up the holiday I want to go. Things were really tough. I put up the house we wanted to build with my husband. We put up pictures, and we had nothing. Write down the vision. If you need to put it somewhere, put it somewhere. And every day, if you want to pray, pray about it. And I'm sure God will do it. Now, have we written down when we want to start these ideas? Or at least one idea. Put a date on it. You have a vision, now put a date on it. Now, what we're trying to do is to move you from the point of dreaming to a point of vision to a point of actualizing your business idea. Because what happens, we all sit down and we just think we are going to start. Then you know how our life up and down, nothing happens. But as long as you've written your vision, you will always want to see where you're going. And that's the path. Now, you've written what you need to do by 2020, 2021. Now, what are the steps that you need to do to get there, to get to your business starting? 1, you need to understand which business. So out of the 3, choose 1, at least. And how do you choose? Of course, it needs to be able to meet a need. It needs to be able to make at least money. Even if it's a non-profit, non-profits still make money. You understand? because you can still get grants or for someone to sponsor it or someone to do this. It still makes money. So don't lock yourself and think no one can give you that money. Thirdly, try and understand how much you need to actually make up the business. And I always say sometimes money is an issue, but the issue is actually the vision if you don't have the vision. Because I have come to understand that there's a lot of money that's going around. Because for me, opportunity always meets a need. You understand? If you have a vision today, you've said you want to open a salon, trust you me, from today, you will meet a lot of people who are interested in salons. There's just something that attracts a lot of people that what we think, what we dream of. You will be attracted. You will start seeing salons right now. You will start seeing, businesses that you have. It's always you will start seeing all these things. And you'll start seeing opportunities also. As you read, as you go through your internet, you'll actually start seeing these things. So now your faith actually now is activated. Another thing is, try as much as possible to be bold. Boldness is going to be very key for you in business, whether you're in running a business right now or you want to start a business. And what is boldness? If I was here and I will ask Hadassah how she started, I'm sure she just made one move. Hadassah, true or false? And all of us came in. What if she sat with her vision in her house? Will we be here today? And how much impact do you think it has impacted you? What just be us being there? We have information, we have a tribe, we have sisterhood here, all those things. It took her a bold step to start, and look what we have today. And it's just because now it's Corona time, we'll have been more numbers. I'm telling you, we'll be so many of us. So many of us, did not come in. You have to be bold. Ask yourself, if I did not do this, who else will do it? Have you ever had a dream of a business, a very unique idea, then you don't do it, and then after 3 months, you wake up and someone else is doing it? How many of us do that? So many of us, right? Imagine if you did it. Is there a difference between you and the other person? Is there any difference? Are they less than you? No. Boldness. Let's be bold. Let's be as bold as, let's take that one step. You don't know who you will influence. You don't know who you will actually impact. You don't know the kind of money. Maybe that one step is the step that will make you money. And the next year, maybe you'll be the one paying for us the whole conference. Someone say hallelujah. So boldness is going to be very key. Be bold. Another thing is also try and place yourself around people who are doing businesses so that they can also help you in terms of having faith. Because sometimes it's a journey. Let me tell you, entrepreneurship is a very lonely journey. Once you say, I want to start kwanza biashara, what happens? You will see some people will work with you. Some people will think that, if your family members, they'll think they want to pick money from you. There's always a very lonely journey. And sometimes even for Hadassah, it's for you maybe to create a whole entrepreneurship club around you so we can speak the same language. Because sometimes you want to hear someone says, I did this, because there are some people here I know who are running very successful businesses. I did this and it worked. So be around people who are in businesses. If you sit down with people who are talking business, you're the next person who will be talking about your own business. Sindio? So always try and work around people. That's why you see people stay in associations. People staying around, clubs. There are a lot of things, women groups. There are so many women groups that are doing business. Start, even if you've not started, have boldness to actually live around those people. Another thing is look out for opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities out there. See a lot of opportunities. I look at things that are going on in the market right now. Money that is coming from here, money is coming from there. Let's just prepare for opportunity. If you're prepared, you will get into the opportunity. Money is not the issue. Let me be very honest. Money is there. It's there us who are supposed to be very, very bold to start. Another thing is plan, plan, plan. How many of us have a plan for 2021? We're in December. 2021 plan. Be bold. Yeah. Let's create a plan. Not just your business plan, but also your own plan for 2021. Let me tell you, we had a lot of plans for 2020. Some of them we have done, some of them we've not done. True or false? But you had a plan. And at least some of you can say that in 2020, this is what I've done. Some of the things. But plan and plan and plan. Plan for your life, plan for your business. Another thing is just prepare to make money. You attract what you think. Don't think that you're a failure. You're not a failure. You can do this thing. Plan as much as possible to make money because money is going to come and you have to be ready with a plan of how you're going to spend your money. And that ends my talk. Thank you so much.